Brendan, after the other night, maybe look at the kind of fitness issues. How's Alistair Johnson for starters?
Yeah, we're just waiting the result of a scan for him, so won't be available for the weekend. We don't think so. Yeah, he just I think he's got a slight fracture over by his the side of his head. So we're just waiting on that.
Long-term fear or
don't know?
Just waiting to see. Yeah. In terms of the other guys that have been missing, Cameron Carter-Vickers, any closer?
No, back out on the training pitch, but not won't be ready for the weekend.
And Yang back.
Mm-hmm.
How have they arrived back?
Yeah, really well. Obviously away for a period of time, but look fit and well. Trained really well this morning.
See, a victory like the other night, the manner of it. Whilst I'm sure you wanted more from the performance, does the manner of it sometimes give you a lift and going forward?
Yeah, listen, I said to the players before the game, we got 14 games to go and we have to give our heart and soul to every game. And naturally, that's our analysis after the game, because naturally we want to play better. You know, we had spells in the game, especially the start of both halves, where we were fast and bright and forced them back. But the analysis will tell us that we know we need to bring our A game into the next game, because you can't sustain it. You can't not play well in many games and expect to win. So for us, the work over these next few days is to look to bring our A game back. But when you're maybe not quite at your best, to have that heart and mentality to keep going to the end and get the win is very important.
I suppose that a lot being said about the title race this week, and it goes on the back burner because it's the cup. But is it all part of the same process, or does tomorrow's game feel different? Sunday's game feel different?
Well, I'm pretty sure you're a clever guy, and the league and the cup is two different competitions. So it is absolutely nothing to do with the league, but it's a game that takes us on our way to the final, and that's where we want to get to.
Just looking at the performance levels, Brendan, as you mentioned, how many more gears do you think this squad can go up?
I don't know. It's just I'll always look for continual improvement. I think it's understanding we're obviously there are lots of key players that have missed a lot of this season, and so the team's been broken a lot of this season in terms of that rhythm and the level of the players that have been missing. Plus, you had new players coming in looking to adapt to the way you want to work, and then players that maybe coming in that haven't played for a little while. So all of that leads to sometimes not being as cohesive as you want to be, but the players are still giving everything, and they're working very, very hard. And what is it? They've won, 6 out of the last 7 games or something. So whilst you're looking for that cohesion and that more creativity, it's still important to win, and that's what the players are doing.
Obviously, a huge positive being Adam and his goal return. Just your thoughts on what he would bring going into this running, but also how much could his arrival also benefit Kyogo?
No, I think it will. I think it was important to get a level of player that can come in and contribute. That's his first 90 minutes for a long period of time. What was really impressive was, in terms of these 2 penalties, the composure and authority that he showed. And it's not easy, because the time lag between him taking the first one for his first goal for the club and then the last one, which was going to be hopefully a winning goal, to score them with that authority was great. In the actual game itself, just him coming to terms with how we want to press the game and how we want to run in behind, so he was constantly searching and got into some really good positions. So he's only going to get better. I've said that, and but he has to keep pushing himself, because there's lots of players in the world that have talent, but you don't know their names because they're playing in parks somewhere all around different cities in the world. So he has a talent, but he has to keep ensuring that he works, and if he can do that, then he'll be a real asset for us between now and the end of the season.
Your last visit to Paisley was one I imagine you very much enjoyed. Different circumstances this time, or do you still obviously expect that level and hope for the same result?
Yeah, we expect that level, and that's the level we'll need to bring. Stephen's team's in good form. They've a couple of really good results, so they'll see this as a chance playing at home to avenge our last performance there. But we played really well in the game. We maximised having 11v10. So yeah, but we'll be ready for that.
Brendan, is it one of the toughest ties you could have drawn in this round, St Mirren away, given their form at the moment?
Yeah, I think if you look at it, it probably is that, because of, as I said, the form that they're in and how well they've been doing. So, but I think if you're going to win any cup competition, you have to go through various hurdles and away games, tough games. So that's part of the draw, and you have to accept that.
As you were saying to Gordon earlier, obviously the league's different to the cup. When you go away to teams like this who have been going well in the league, but then this is the cup, this is obviously their biggest chance of silverware. Do you expect them to play differently? Might there be more gun-ho, that it's a one-off game, they might just go?
No, I don't think so. I think that Stephen's team is very well coached. They'll play in balance. They'll want to press at the right moments and be aggressive, and then they'll want to defend the spaces. So no, I think it's sometimes the game can become random in the last 15-20 minutes of games, if you're behind or you're chasing a game, or but I think we'll plan and prepare for a game where they'll defend well, defend together, and the onus will be on us to have the creativity to break them down.
You're talking about creativity and speed in your play that was there in parts at Easter Road, but not throughout the whole game. Do you think that a win here, a game that is full of that, could kickstart another run of games where that is in every single game? Obviously, you've had a great record, but you said yourself you want to play better. Can one performance like this start you again to?
No, it's not about that. It's about looking to deliver it, of course, every day in training and get that mentality and then bring it in. But it's something that, as we've been on a really good run of games, and then obviously we get to the Ross County game and it was a little bit slow, but I think we missed opportunities in that game. I think it's all about moments and decisive moments in the game. Like we say, we missed penalties early on in that game, which takes away a bit of the spirit. But listen, we'll always strive to play the very best we can. That's what the demands are here at a club like Celtic. It's not just about winning. You have to win in a style which is a fitting of the club and the supporters. So that's always something that we'll strive to do.
What's the key for you from a coaching perspective to get that tempo? The last time you were at Paisley, obviously it was right from the start, the speed of the pass and the movement as well. How do you make sure you get that each week that you go into? Was that the momentum maybe of the previous performance as well? Did that help that particular day? Because is it easy to get that back as well?
Yeah, well, momentum is something that, of course, you want to create, but it can go at the same time as well. So I think it's just about understanding and that constant understanding of how we work and how we play, and the demands are there to do that in every single game. Like you say, there's start off games well and play with that, but it's important that we maintain that. So that's always the message, but that's part of our coaching, that's part of our training, part of the analysis, and that'll be continual.
It was important as well, obviously, Nicholas Kuhn got his first start as well on Wednesday. Is it important just to get him up to speed as well by playing more minutes? We see him getting better and better? Yeah,
I just think it's adapting to a playing style also, We've already gone through his moments with him, and just the areas when you come from playing from one team to the other, obviously a lot of the characteristics being the same, but there's still differences that you need to manage, and sometimes you only feel that when you're on the pitch, moments where he could have been more aggressive in the game, and that's about positioning rather than being too deep, higher up. But these are all things that comes with tactical training and analysis, and yeah, he will get that over time, I'm sure.
Can I ask about Greg Taylor? Is he going to be back?
He's very close. Not sure he'll make the weekend, but he'll be very close. If not, he should be available for the following weekend.
Could I just finish with a more general one?
Yeah.
Brendan, we've been asking various managers. I'm not sure if you've seen the blue cards, sin bin trials, this sort of thing. Wonder, is that something you think football needs? I wonder what your reaction was to those reports.
Well, as soon as I seen it, I thought, well, I work in Scotland. I'm sure they better have a green card. as well as a blue one, or we might be in trouble. So yeah, no, just don't complicate it. Just make a decision, whether it's a red, yellow, or no card, and we don't need a blue card up here, that's for sure.
We don't need anything else to argue about.
Hey, no way.